let's just begin by lying down in Shavasana. And so just taking some time to settle the body. And just bringing the awareness to just the feeling of your body against the floor. And bring your awareness just to the natural breath. And just observe how the natural breath moves and creates movement in the body. Notice how the natural breath causes the abdomen to expand, and also how it also causes the back to move against the floor. And bring your awareness through the body, beginning with the feet, and just observing how you're feeling at this moment. So just slowly bringing the awareness from the toes, the soles of the feet, and the tops of the feet, gently spreading throughout the body, rising up to the legs, noticing any sort of pain or itching or anything going on there, any sort of sensations in the body as you bring your awareness up through the body to the top of the head. And take a long, deep inhalation in, a long, deep, yogic breath. And as you exhale, release all the events of the day. And take another long, deep inhalation. And this time, release all of the conversations and interactions that you've had today. Just let them all go. And again, another long, deep inhalation. And this time, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of anything you need to do after this practice. And just allow yourself to have this time and just to be in this moment. And now with each inhalation and exhalation, allow the body to release into the floor. And with each exhalation, release any expressions on the face, any tightness in the jaw, let it go. And even just observe if you're clenching any sort of muscles behind your eyes, release those as well. And just ensure that there is balance between the left side of the body and the right side of the body. And feel the points of contact between the body and the floor. So beginning with the heels, again up the back of the body, feel all the points of contact. Feel the spine straight against the floor. You may like to tuck your chin in just a little to ensure that the spine and neck are in alignment. And as you bring your awareness up, bring your awareness now to the eyebrow center. And at this space, visualize a steady candle flame. And to begin the practice, I'll chant Om 3 times. And each time I chant Om, imagine the vibration of Om cascading down through the body. And after Om, I'll chant the Shanti mantra to pay respect to the wisdom traditions and between student and teacher and student, so we can all learn together without ill will. So I'll breathe in and begin with Om. Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vedvishabhahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Now bring your awareness to sound. Sounds off in the distance. Move your awareness from sound to sound. Don't try and identify the sound or label the sound. Just once your mind is saturated with the sound, move on to the next one. And now move your awareness to sounds just outside the room that you are in. And again, just moving the awareness to sound, from sound to sound, not trying to name the sound. And now bring your awareness to sounds inside the room that you are in. Now bring your awareness to sounds within the body. First, listen to your heartbeat. And now bring your awareness to the sound of the natural breath. And now release the sound awareness and bring to mind your Sankalpa or positive intention if you have one. Sankalpa is usually just a brief sentence that's a goal that you would like to achieve. If you have one, mentally repeat it 3 times now. And if you don't, leave some space for it to emerge. And then we'll now move on to body rotation. So listen to my instructions. And as I repeat the name of a body part, place your attention there, visualize that body part, and mentally repeat the name of the body part without moving it in any way. We'll begin with the right side of the body. and the right hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And now over to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, armpit, shoulder, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, left thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And now to the back of the body with the heels, backs of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, and the entire spinal column, the back of the neck, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. And now around to the face. Begin with the ears, right and left, the temples, right and left, the eyes, right and left, the eyebrows, right and left, and the eyebrows center, the forehead, the nose, the cheeks, the lips, the chin, the throat, and the collarbones, right and left, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, both arms together, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, the whole head, and the whole body. Have a sense of the whole body all at once, the whole body. And release the body rotation now. And instead bring the awareness back to the natural breath and observe the rise and fall of the navel as the natural breath expands the navel, and feel the abdomen subside on the exhalation. Just placing the awareness on the natural breath. And we'll now add a visualization to the natural breath. So as you inhale energy, vitality, enthusiasm, and positivity. All that you need. Inhale, and on the exhalation, release anything that does not serve you. Inhaling in positivity, exhaling what is best to leave behind. And if the mind starts to wander, use the breath as an anchor to bring the mind back to the practice. And release the breath awareness now. And instead, feel the following sensations in the body. The body is feeling warmer and warmer. The body feels like it's outside in the hot sun on a really hot summer's day. The face feels hotter and the hands feel clammy and hotter. The feet feel hotter and heat radiates from the abdomen throughout the body. Body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's outside in full sun on a really hot summer's day. And release this feeling of heat now and replace it with a feeling of coldness. So the body's feeling colder and colder now. The body feels like it's outside on a bitterly cold winter's day, and the icy wind whips through you and it chills you and you shiver from the cold. The nose feels colder and the cheeks feel colder. The fingers and the toes feel colder. The body's feeling colder and colder, like you're outside on a freezing winter's day. And release that feeling of coldness now, instead for a feeling of lightness. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels as though it's so light that it's barely even touching the mat that you're on. It's just hovering above the mat. It's so light. The arms and the legs feel lighter, and the torso and the head feels lighter. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, as light as a feather, like it's barely touching the mat. And release this feeling of lightness now, and replace it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier, like it's pushing against the floor. It's so heavy. It feels like it's made out of stone or concrete. The arms and the legs feel heavier, and the torso and the head feels heavier. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. It feels like it's pressing against the floor. It's so heavy. And release this feeling of heaviness now, and release all of these sensations completely, and allow the body to come back to a state of equilibrium. And instead, bring the awareness to the space behind the closed eyes. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize, or create the following objects or images. You find yourself walking down to the beach just before sunrise. We start to see on the horizon, just above the ocean, just a little line of light beginning to emerge. And as you walk onto the sand, you don't see anyone inside. The wind is cool, but it's not cold. And you feel the grating sand beneath your feet. And the smell is this really sweet smell of the sea. And it allows you to breathe really deeply. It's really clean air. And you begin to hear the birds start to stir as the day starts to begin. And while you're standing on the beach, the sky begins to change. It begins to start with a really, really light blush pink colour. But each second that passes, it changes really rapidly. And so as the sun begins to come up on the horizon, the clouds above the ocean begin to change, and that really light blush pink changes really quickly from a light colour right through to a deep dark red. And the red reflects not only on the ocean, but on the glassy sand where the waves are coming up to meet your toes. And you stand there and just drink it in and just feel in wonderment of how nature is changing all around you. And then just as soon as it arrives, the sun gets up over the horizon completely. And again, the clouds begin to really dull in their intensity. And it's time now to come back into the room and lie down again on your mat and release the visualization, and instead call to mind your Sankalpa, or positive affirmation if you have one. Mentally repeat it 3 times now, and if you don't have one, leave some space because it may emerge on its own. And remember the breath again. Notice the breath again as it creates movement in the body. And notice how the breath moves the back against the floor with each inhalation. And observe how you are feeling right at this moment. Compare it to how you were feeling when we began this practice. Scan the awareness through the body again, beginning with the feet. Observing how you're feeling in each part of the body. Noticing if there are any aches or pains or itches or sensations. Just scan the awareness up through the body and right up into the head. And begin to hear the sounds around you and the world attached to those sounds. And remember the time of day. Remember the room that you were in. Practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close, but don't fully externalize yet. Gently make movements with the fingers and the toes. And move and stretch in a way that's right for you, but try to keep the peace you've created. And when you're ready and take your time, come to a comfortable sitting position, but only move in your own time. Move consciously and slowly. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. Begin to make small movements with the fingers and the toes. And when you're ready, come to a comfortable sitting position. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Hari Om Tat Sat.